up, guys? How's it going? Hope you all having a good weekend. So I got another collection update for you. I haven't really been buying a lot of stuff recently, but I have enough stuff to do updates, so I figured why not. It's been a minute, but yeah. What we got going in the background today? Solosis, Summoning from the Void, finished Death Doom. This is their debut from, I think, like 2011 or 12, but these guys are definitely one of the better modern bands in the Death Doom scene, and unlike a lot of the bands, it doesn't sound modern. These guys sound like this could have come out in 1993 and it wouldn't have been off-putting, but yeah. If you like good finished Death Doom, check out Solosis, especially if you're a fan of the Ripikolu EP. These guys remind me a lot of a modern version of Ripikolu, so yeah. Not the best record, I would say check out the album from 2020, that's definitely my favorite, but all three of the performances are solid, so yeah. Solosis, Summoning from the Void, put out through Desert Wasteland Productions. I think I spotted on Bandcamp though, so yeah. Good shit, but check out all three records, they're all solid. Alright, so first up I got a small VCOT from Matt at the Dog Pack. He sent me a few thanks for the birthday present, so thank you, Matt, that was nice. So, first thing is Call of Unheatherly, Blast Them All Away. I wasn't familiar with this band. Honestly, all these bands he sent me I wasn't familiar with, except one of them I knew the name. I just never checked them out, but I didn't look up what these guys are from. They are a black and death metal band, definitely very furious and angry sounding. Nice, heavy production, which adds to this type of stuff. If it was like thinner production, I don't think it would work as well, but this like super heavy kind of like bass heavy production definitely adds good to the music. If you're a fan of stuff, say like Angel Corpse, this is definitely a solid record, or The First God to Throw. It's kind of in the vein of those two bands. So yeah. No, I don't know what else this band has, I didn't look it up, but this is definitely a good release. I'm in the mood for super aggressive Black Death stuff, so yeah. Call of Unheatherly, Blast Them All Away. Fun record. This is a demo from Contagion. I think these guys are from Atlanta, I'm assuming they are. So these guys are a death metal band, obviously, and I don't know if they have a full length. I believe this is all they did. Who put this out? Doesn't say. But kind of more like mid-pace to slow stuff. Not quite like Incantation style, but sort of in that vein. But it's a lot more raw than a lot of those bands doing the style nowadays. This is honestly more memorable, but besides that, honestly, some of the riffs remind me of like when Dead Congregation gets slower, so it's like a slightly slowed down version of Dead Congregation, if that sounds interesting. So yeah. I believe this is all the band did. I'm not sure how easy this demo is to get, but this is just a burn copy, so I'm assuming maybe he was friends with one of the guys in the band, so yeah. Convocation, if you like Dead Congregation and Incantation, this is a good record, a good demo. Then my favorite thing he sent me, this is, I can't read the goddamn logo. Akvaskiv? These guys I think are American black metal band, and to me this is like a doomier version of Judas Iscariot. Specifically their like early stuff like Dethroned, Conquered, and Forgotten, that era of Judas Iscariot, but a little bit slower and honestly less sloppy, because the early Judas Iscariot stuff is kind of, it's good, but just kind of a mess. But this is actually, you can actually tell the musicians know what they're doing on here, but yeah. Again, I'm not familiar with anything else besides this record, but I'll check out to see what else they did, so yeah. Definitely my favorite thing he sent me, and this is what it's called. I probably butchered it. Put out through Moribund Records 2008, so definitely, obviously long after Judas Iscariot already broke up. Then we have Metal Lucifer, Heavy Metal Thunder. These guys are from Japan, and I know every record's like Heavy Metal Thunder, Heavy Metal Chainsaw, Heavy Metal something, but this is the only record I'm familiar with them by, but I think this is a compilation maybe. It says a bunch of the same songs repeat a few times, so like Heavy Metal Thunder's on here like 3 different times. Body Count is a couple different times, but there's different versions of English and in Japanese, but The vocals on here are good, but it's like super over the top and exaggerated and kind of goofy sounding, but it's mostly kind of up-paced to faster traditional heavy metal from Japan, so not reinventing the wheel, but still a good release. So that is Heavy Metal Thunder. Or Heavy Metal Hunter, my bad. And then this is Through the Eyes of Carry On the Passing. So honestly, this is my least favorite of the things he sent me. It's still good, but I have to be in the mood for stuff like this. This is basically, at least to me, it sounds like a mixture of, oh wow, Under a Funeral Moon era Darkthrone mixed with, fuck, Natring's Madrigal era Urvo. So take that, mixed it with the Darkthrone record, you basically it sounds like this. Especially the guitar tone, it's super harsh and brittle sounding. Which, it's cool, but I have to be in the mood for that type of stuff, and at some points it gets a little bit kind of overwhelming. The music's good, though. It's kind of, after a while, like, okay, I've had enough, but I'm not shitting on this. This is still a good release, so definitely worth investigating if you want something in the vein of that era of Darkthrone mixed with that era of Urvo. So yeah, definitely a good release to check out, so yeah. Through the Eyes of Carry On the Passing, so thank you, Matt. God damn it. Thanks for that, I appreciate that. I've been getting some good spins out of those, so. Alright, let's look at the stuff I actually bought. Not a lot of, only CDs and records today, no tapes, but oh well. So let's do a couple of 2022 releases. I've been kind of bad at keeping up with stuff, but I have a bunch on my Bandcamp wishlist. I just need to buy them, but I'll probably buy them after I get back from MDF, so there's that. But first one, I've seen a few people show it already, but I got it too, so why not? The new Immolation Acts of Gods put out a Nuclear Blast sometime this year, like a couple weeks ago, I think, but I don't know if I like it as much as Atomic. Atomic was definitely their best record in a long time for me, but I would say it's close to being on the level, but I still need some more time with it to figure out if I like it more than Atonement. But anyway, this probably up there, but it's hard to say. And if you know Immolation, you know what their sound is. It's just Immolation doing Immolation. But honestly, after a certain point, I feel like they got kind of tired. But their last two records have definitely been a good revitalization of their sound. Because for a while, they were getting kind of not bad, it's kind of like generic sounding. But this and Atonement and Majesty and Decay were all three a good return to being actually energized. But yeah. Favorite songs on here: An Act of God, Blooded, and Broken Prey. Those are the three standouts for me. And Let the Darkness In, so yeah. Awesome record. I wanted the LP because all my other Immolation stuff I have on vinyl, but I'll get the LP once it comes out, so yeah. Immolation, Acts of God, great record. Then we have some cheesiness, but I like some cheese every once in a while, so fuck it. Yes, I bought the new Hammerfall record because why not? Hammer of Dawn. So when it comes to Hammerfall, their first four records are solid, and after that, they, not bad, it's kind of generic, but this is definitely one of the better records of their recent era. Though, I don't think they're going to top their first two, especially their debut, Glory to the Brave. That's easily my favorite by them, but this is definitely, I would say, probably their best since, like, their fifth or sixth record. So, yeah. Really just traditional, kind of silly power metal, but you can't be dark and depressing all the time. You gotta listen to some good music to brighten up your mood, so yeah. Favorites on here: Hammer of the Dawn, Too Old to Die, and No Mercy, so yeah. Good record, but I could do without the ballad, but oh well, still. And I love the artwork too. If you're not a fan of the band, you have to admit they usually have awesome artwork, so yeah. Hammerfall, Hammer of Dawn, solid record. Alrighty, so we have two classics I didn't have for whatever reason. Two by Candlemass. Also, these are my two favorite, which I know most people are going to say, oh, Nightfall. Nightfall is fantastic, but I honestly just prefer these records. But so obviously this is Tales of Creation and Ancient Dreams. But this one might be my favorite of the two, but it's hard to say, because this does have Mirror Mirror on it, which is probably my favorite song by them. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Da, 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 da. Anyway, there's the front of that, and the back. These are both Peaceful reissues. Yeah, Peaceful represses from... Doesn't say what year. This says this is 88 original. This is from 2001 reissue. Doesn't say what year this one is though. So yeah, front, back. Besides Mirror Mirror, Cry from the Crypt, and probably the Bells of Acheron are my other two favorites. When it comes to Candlemass, I'm kind of a Messiah Markland purist, honestly. If it doesn't have fame, I'm not really interested. But I'm not saying the other records are bad, I definitely think he was by far the best singer. At least for me, he was. Which, where is he? There he is. He looks like a fat monk, which is kind of funny. So I believe this one is their fourth record. No, their third, that's right, because it was the Epicus, Nightfall, and then this one. So yeah, their third record, maybe my favorite, and then we have my other favorite, Tales of Creation, the follow-up to Ancient Dreams. Back again. What's the favorite song on this one? The Prophecy, Under the... What's it say? Under the Neck, Tears, Dawn, the title track. Oh, I forgot to say, in Ancient Dreams, the last song is a Black Sabbath melody. So that's awesome. Oh, medley, I mean. So this one came out in, what year? 89, the previous one was 88, if I didn't say that already. Very simple. For some reason, I like having all my Doom stuff on CD, because for me, Doom's one thing. If you just push play and let it go, it like helps. Having to flip records for Doom and have it like break up the music doesn't really fit well for Doom for some reason. I just like have to be able to play it and let the record go through all the way without getting interrupted. So that's why I have most of my Doom shit is on CD. So yeah, Candlemass, Tales of Creation, great band. I just kind of wish they would still have Messiah, but oh well. Here's another classic I didn't have. Danzig, self-titled Danzig 1. I'm not super familiar with his solo stuff, to be honest. I'm more of a fan of his work with the Misfits, which that's honestly the only era of the Misfits I like. The other stuff with Michael Graves is pretty terrible, but that is just me. So yeah. But out of all of the Danzig stuff I've heard, this is definitely my favorite. I mean, it has some of his best songs, like Twist of Cain is on this one. Mother, obviously. And then, yeah, Twist of Cain, Mother, She Rides, I Am Demon, End of Time, Possession. Yeah. Good, just kind of bluesy, doomy, hard rock metal stuff, I guess you could say. Obviously, a complete 180 from the Misfits. It would have been pretty weird to hear this and the Misfits at the same time back in the day, but you'd be like, that's the same dude, what the fuck? But yeah. Good record. I'll get the other two of the first three, but I'm in no hurry. This is a good cheap pickup, so yeah. Danzig 1. Not one of my favorite records of all time, but still a good, enjoyable record for I'm in the mood for some, like, doozy blues influenced metal, I guess. So, okay, here's another record I should have had for a while, but this is Nevermore, Dead Heart in the Dead World from 2099, put out through Century Media. Definitely my favorite Nevermore record, which, again, another band I wish was still alive, but without Royal Dane, I know they're not going to do anything, because he was definitely one of the reasons they were a fantastic band. His very unique and strange operatic vocals. Which I know he was in Sanctuary, and people love Sanctuary, which I like that band, but honestly, I prefer Nevermore to Sanctuary easily. I'm not sure, maybe because they're heavier, but this definitely has some of their best songs, like The River Dragon Has Come and Behind Four Walls, obviously, on this one. But then you also got Necrosynthesis, Evolution 169, the title track, Believe in Nothing, The Sound of Silence, We Disintegrate. This whole record's fantastic. Definitely the best record in my opinion. Well, yeah, this. My other favorites probably Enemies of Reality, but honestly, I like their first 5 records are all solid, so yeah. I don't even know what to call Nevermore. They just have their own sound. They're not like, they're kind of progressive. They're not like not straightforward, probably Dream Theater. They're not like thrash. They're not groovy. They just have their own sound. They were just Nevermore. So yeah, definitely one of the more unique bands that definitely has their own sound. So yeah, Nevermore, Death Heart in a Dead World. Their best record in my opinion. If you want to check out one song, I definitely say just listen to the song "The River Dragon Has Come." That's definitely, I think, their best song on this record. So yeah, awesome record. I've got some. I'll save the non-metal for last. We'll do that to finish out the video. So in case you don't care, but here is a record that I'm glad I finally got a repress. I've been needing this for a while. This is Necrophobic with Hostothium? Yeah, I'm sure I butchered that, but these guys are a Swedish black and death metal band from Sweden, like I said, but to me it's basically like death metal musically with black metal vocals, if that makes any sense. But I know they take, I've seen some people say the early stuff is kind of like Dissection, sort of, maybe, like the Nocturnal Silence, but I would say it's definitely a lot more. Let's see, if Dissection is melodic black metal with death metal influences, then these guys are a death metal band with melodic black metal influences, if that makes any sense. But this is definitely, I would say, more slower and more like mid-paced and a little bit more melodic than their first two records. But Dark Side is definitely my favorite of the records, but this is honestly probably one of the better ones from the 2000s when this came out. 2006 Century Media, but anyway, there's the front. I'm not sure who put this out originally, but I think it was Century Media, but I could be wrong. But anyway, there's the front. Cool cover art, a church burning, very nice. Then the back, track listing. Favorite songs on this one: Age of God, Black Hate, and Death Immaculate. But in one of the great song title, it starts with the song The Slaughter of Baby Jesus, which is kind of funny. Nice gatefold, dudes in the band. I believe their drummer is the only original member, don't quote me on that, but I think that's correct. Nice poster, which I kind of hate when labels make a double-sided poster. It's kind of annoying, but I have one record where it has a cool picture on one side, but the other side has the lyrics. It's like, why? So if you want to hang it up, you can't see the lyrics, but oh well. In your sheet with the lyrics, which I don't really read, but yeah. Not their best record, but of the ones from the 2000s, I would say before their last two records, I think this is their best from the 2000s, so yeah. Great record. Necrophobic are a fantastic band, and they are playing Maryland Death Fest this year, which I am very much looking forward to seeing their sets. So that's going to be a fun time, yeah. Necrophobic, Hermistrum. Not their best, but a fun record. Yeah, I got 3 records by the same band. I posted this one on Instagram a while ago. So I got the 777 trilogy by Blut Aus Nord. So there is part 1, part 2, part 3. Not my favorite trilogy. I prefer the Memoria Patushva trilogy myself, but honestly, their discography is kind of weird because even some of the albums within the same trilogy sound kind of different, but a lot of this band's records sound different from each other. They're all black metal, but like in a different style. Some are more like, not industrial, but kind of like more venomous, sort of like something like Leviathan. Some are more like ambient, which these are definitely some of the more like slightly ambient influence records, and some of the more straightforward melodic, like this one is probably my favorite record in the entire discography. That is Memoria Patushva 1, The Father of the Icy Age. If you want to get into Blut Aus Nord, that is the one I suggest. But of the 777 trilogy, this is definitely my favorite. But these are definitely a lot more kind of like atmospheric and almost not experimental, but kind of more ambient than their other releases. But anyway, there's the front of this one. Back. I know there was a box set which I've seen some people show, which would have been cool, but I didn't feel like paying extra for the box set, so I just got these 3. And they put out through Deborah Mortier, which I didn't feel like ordering from France, so I bought these from Indie Merch. Inner sheet. These are on a all-on colored vinyl, so I'll show you all 3. A very nice gold. I don't know what the limitation was. I think the box set was limited to 500 maybe? It was either 500 or 600, I think. I could be wrong, so if I am mistaken, correct me in the comments, but yeah. So that is Memoria of 7771 Sex. Probably the most aggressive of the three of the trilogy. And then we have number 2. This is the Disincantation. I'm sure I butchered that, but anyway, here's the front of this one. The front and the back. Again, Deborah Morty. Apparently the work, well, they put out a new song. They have a new record for pre-order, but apparently they are gonna make a fourth part of Memoria Fetusha, because someone I know said they asked Deborah Morty if they're gonna do a box set for all 3 of those, and they said once he is done with that series, so maybe that means he's working on the 4th one, which would be awesome. Nice poster, which oddly 2 of the 3 came with posters and 1 of them didn't, which is kind of weird that if you're gonna do them, only make 2 of them have posters, but whatever. And let me show you, this is kind of cool. You can see they even printed the inside of the sleeve, which is pretty cool. This is my favorite looking record of the 3 though. Very awesome. Clear with blue. It looks like blood, kind of like blue colored blood. There aren't really any, I'm not gonna say that, well, there's definitely there's awesome songs in this record, but honestly I think the best way to listen to these is all 3 in a row for it to make sense, because honestly if you listen to like say 2, then 3, then 1, it won't really make any sense. But the best way to absorb this trilogy is to listen to all 3 in a row. So go to 1, then this one, then 3, and it'll definitely make sense. So yeah. Memoria 777 number 2. I was going to keep saying Memoria Fetusha, but it's not right. Then we have the 3rd one, which is definitely, I think, the most atmospheric, which a lot of these, they sound like super epic and huge sounding, because I think they're like the biggest, most epic sounding record. But yeah, there's the front. Probably the best artwork of the 3 though. Then the back. Gatefold. Another poster. And this one's called Cosmology. Yeah, wait, no, not Cosmology. Cosmosophy? Yeah, close enough. Nice into sheet. And this one is on a cool white smoky colored vinyl. So yeah, man, Blut Aus Nord are a fantastic band. I'm very much looking forward to their new records. Right now I only have these 3 and the first of the Memoria Fetusha trilogy, so I definitely need to step up my game and get the rest of the records, which I will do eventually, but they have a lot of records to keep up with, so yeah. Blut Aus Nord 777, if you want to get into them, I suggest, if you only want to check out one of these, I say the first of the 3, but all 3 are fantastic and definitely worth buying, so there's that. Alrighty, going in the complete opposite direction, here's one of the better, like, thrash records from Germany. This is Protected with a Shedding of Skin from 1991, I think. I don't remember who put it up, I know this was definitely 1991. So their first record was a Golem. Yeah, Golem is definitely my favorite, but this is definitely, at this point, they're most, like, closest to death metal, because their first record sounds more, if their first record was their version of, say, Persecution Mania by Sodom, this would be their version of Tap in the Vein. Though they don't really sound alike, I'm just using that as a comparison, because they've definitely, in this record, they've gotten more towards death metal, and some of the parts are, like, slower than on Golem, but not as slow as their second record, but they still have some super fast parts, like, what's the one song? Mortuary Nightmare, a title track, Retribution of Darkness, that Will Be Done. Those are mostly faster than Side Beast, is mostly, like, super heavy and more mid-paced stuff, but anyway. There's the front. Then the back, track listing, High Roller Records reissue. cool poster, which I would hang up, but I have a poster for Gollum already hung up. I don't like hanging up two posters by the same band for some reason, which you can kind of see the Gollum one right there. And then, nice inter sheet, which has some of the other records in the bottom, you can see. In the back of the sheet. And then everything High Roller has for sale on their website, which I don't know how accurate this is because I got this from eBay, so that's probably out of date because this is a 2021 repress, so maybe this is accurate, but who knows. Just black. No, it's not black, never mind. Cool, kind of smoky with black merge color. So yeah, man, not my favorite by Protector. That would definitely be Gollum, but if you want a more death metal approach to this sounds, is definitely a solid record. Though there's still some thrash. Is very much like sort of in the vein of, I would say, the first Malevolent Creation record, which is like death metal, but it's still some thrash moments like leaning into it. So yeah, fun record, Shedding of Skin, fantastic release from Protector. Okay, next we have a band I'm not a huge fan of, but their first three records was all solid thrash. This is Overkill with Taken Over, so they have like 20 records, and after a few of them, I'm like, okay, I've had enough. Because honestly, this is good, but after a while, Bobby's vocals kind of get on my nerves, and I don't know, I'm just not really a fan of it. Like, this East Coast style of thrash is okay, but I think of these guys, Nuclear Assault and Anthrax, these guys are definitely the best band from those three scenes, but when I first heard Overkill, I first knew about them, I thought they were a glam band for some dumb reason, because it looks kind of glammy in a way if you think about it, with like their super long hair, but once I heard the music, I'm like, oh no, you're stupid, it's obviously not. But favorite song on here, I mean, Wrecking Crew is probably the best song they've ever written, and then In Union We Stand, Power Surge, Deny the Cross, and my other three favorites. So yeah, there's the front, then the back, track listing, the back dude. Definitely my favorite Overkill record for sure. Put out in 1987. Yeah, 1987 on, did I say Metal Force? Yeah, Metal Force in Atlantic. This is just a, what is it? A High Roller. This is a Music on Vinyl reissue, which is kind of like a different version of Back on Black. So, just black though. Simple replica center labels. Yeah, man. Their first three records are solid, and some of the newer stuff's good, but honestly, their first three is the only ones I need, honestly. But yeah, awesome record, Overkill, Taken Over, great thrash from the mid-80s. Alright, so that's all the metal shit, so I got a couple non-metal stuff. If you only want to see the metal stuff, this is your time to exit off, so I'll give you a moment. Okay, you've had your moment. I got two records by the Casualty, so these are Chaos Sound and Resistance. These guys are a punk band from New York, I think. Yeah, I think New York, but to me it sounds like some of the earlier UK stuff from the early 80s. Definitely, if I had to compare them to anybody, a more like snotty version of The Exploited, maybe. They're like debut Air Exploiters of Troops of Tomorrow, but I would say a faster, more snottier and well-produced version of that. But these records are both solid, but neither of these are my favorite by the Casualty. Is my favorite. I don't remember what the name of the album is, but it's the one that has that song Proud to Be Punk on it. Which I don't remember which record that is, but these are both definitely solid punk records. So of the two, I probably prefer Resistance, but both are solid. So if you just want some good kind of snotty, somewhat thrashy punk, this is fun records to check out. So we got the Casualties, Resistance, and Chaos Sound. I suggest to check out this one, but both are definitely well worth checking out. Alright, we got some total nerd shit now. I got two records by Genesis. This is Selling England by the Pound and Land Lies Down on Broadway. So I'm getting kind of into prog stuff. It's a good like mood bass setter. If I just want a good break from metal, this is a good type of stuff to listen to if I'm if I need a break from metal for a little bit. Super relaxed and atmospheric, but of these two, I definitely prefer Silent England, but neither of these are my favorite record by Genesis, but it's good, kind of slightly electronic 70s prog from England. So let me show you this one. So front, back, very simple. Weird looking CD, but oh well. There's the booklet. So that's Silent England. And then Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Double disc edition. Disc 1, disc 2. So yeah, definitely nothing I'll be listening to all the time, but when I'm in the mood for something kind of relaxing and not heavy, these are both good releases. So again, Silent England by the Pound and The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Alright, your last two, then we're done. More proggy, nerdy shit. Gentle Giant with Octopus. Not my favorite by Gentle Giant, that would be the one I can't remember. I think it has the dude on the playing code. I don't remember what the one's called. It's King something. King for a Day or something, probably not, but anyway, again, good progressive rock from the, I think this is the late 70s, early 80s. I could be wrong, but anyway, Gateful. Again, I would say this is more like, definitely a lot weirder than Genesis. Genesis is kind of almost on the more poppy side, which is definitely on the more experimental and full out progressive side of progressive rock, but still a good record though. So yeah, Gentle Giant, Octopus. And then I mentioned this band a while ago. I had their debut record and this is their second record. So this is Marillion with Fugazi? Yeah, Fugazi. Not my favorite record by them. That would be the album after this. Childhood End, I think is what it's called. Childhood's End, Childhood's Nightmare, something like that. But anyway, good, like neo-prog, whatever the fuck that means. But anyway, front, back, Gateful. It's my record, so if you don't like it, tough shit. So man, good record, not my favorite, but I would say Childhood End is definitely my favorite. But the first four records are solid, and after that, kind of, I don't really care. But this era of the band is definitely some good early 80s progressive rock. So Marillion, Fugazi. Alrighty, that's all we got today. Next video I'll probably be a collection video, so let me know which one you want me to see. If you want me to do death, thrash, black, trad, or even punk, I'll do it, so let me know. So take care. Thanks for watching. Peace out, YouTube. Goodbye.